How's it going, guys? Chris back here again with some more Historic Brawl. Today, we're looking at Surrak Dragonclaw. Now, we have done the more recent version of Surrak on the channel, but this version, I actually have 3 physical copies of. So, way back in the day, I went to the Khans of Tarkir pre-release, and Sarkhan Dragonclaw was one of the cards I opened. And I did very poorly in that event, but I have a nice holographic copy of Surrak Dragonclaw with a little date in the corner for my efforts, which made it all worth it in the end. So I built a flash version of Surrak. He gives creatures trample, he has flash himself, and creature spells you control cannot be countered. Our goal is to not play on our turn and see how far that gets us. But then my luck with opening clan leaders for Khans of Tarkir has been pretty decent so far. Get into damage. Dark Ritual. Sure. Gonna have to say no to that, though. GG. I mean, that does happen sometimes. It does happen sometimes. I haven't seen many Khans cards in the ladder recently. Hey, look at that. We got another dual land. There's been a weird bug ever since the release of what is that set called? Caverns of Ixalan, where every card is your first copy of the card, even though it's not the first copy of the card. Don't know when they'll get that ironed out, but I hope it will not take too long, because it has really messed up my ideal of what I've actually built and what I haven't built. I'll take the Irencrag. I'm not gonna play it next turn, but or can I play? Yeah, I can play it next turn. So I play Plaza of Heroes Irencrag, and then I can Triome on 3 and still cast Phial. I feel like that's probably an efficient path forward. Are we in some Myco Tyrant? Yeah, I'm guessing we just want to ramp. Sigil of Miracle. You may have combat in the card. If you do 4 more creature cards, put 1 Death Touch. Okay. Very cool stuff. Opponent. I guess we didn't need to. We could have Sarkened, but we also have other things. I mean, Sarkin will come down. Is he going to get Doombladed? He is just going to get Doombladed. That's sad. That was a bit of my pre-release experience with him as well. He's big, difficult to cast, and tends to die. Guess we just pass again. So we start with this. And we do this. Yeah, we do bargain. We're not gonna let the beseech happen. Still happened. Grave Pact. And that's pretty bad. We need one of our wrath. We need a specific wrath too. One that we can cast. Didn't find it though. That is sad. Maybe it was in our top 4 cards and we just didn't know it. Maybe, but no. I think that'll be GG for us. So Sarkin is 1-1. Not bad, but it is not exactly stellar results. Although, of the cons, he was not the strongest. Although, surprisingly, he also wasn't the weakest. I don't know. But to say, I think, because I don't remember them all very well. But to say, I know we had Narset, and then we had Sarkin, and then we had Zergo, and the DC. The DC was pretty strong. Although, am I thinking of the wrong one? Because there are 2 of them. You see, the cons are weird. In that they have their 3-color versions, but then they also have a mono-colored version from Fates Reforged. Tap land. Restless Spire, why? If we get a land, though, we can Mind Stone into Coldsteel Heart and still be okay. The emoji is going to be a problem, though. Not what I was looking for, deck. I should have went Coldsteel Heart. Blue. So we have red. We're gonna Brazen Borrow Emoti as soon as he comes down. And it'll just pass. Leave up Sarkin mana. Yeah, our boy's problem is that he's good, but he's also just not very impactful. Unless you're already in such a commanding board state that the trample is relevant, right? Like if the trample is relevant, you're doing great. I guess I take that. So it guarantees our rift eventually, and it might even get us a... It might even just get us to another board wipe. Let's fish for it. Okay. Yeah, no, that is another board wipe. Once can go away. Do I want it to go away? I guess I'm gonna go with Perforos instead. Because with this I can cast my... Nope. I can wait another turn basically. And then cast Day of Judgment on their turn. Oh, that's bad. Let's try to limit some of the damage. That Titan is almost certainly going to target the key to the city, and that cuts us off white mana, and then we're screwed. But then if we hadn't drawn a land, we would have also just been screwed. Yeah, I think we're done. GG opponent. That was brutal. Brutal, brutal, brutal. Sometimes it just pays to be simpler. What is the emoti? Does it? I mean, like, Larkin is mechanically simpler. He's just not simpler as far as cost goes, right? Like, he's Teamer, which means we have an additional color, we have an additional stress on our mana base and what we can cast. But at the same time, like, his abilities are simpler. He makes things uncounterable. He gives them trample. That's basically it, right? Uh, on the other hand, Emoti has, like, I don't know. It's hard to spin in a way where you could call Cascade simple, but in essence, it's kind of simple in its own way too, right? Like, you cast a spell, you get a spell with less mana. Uh, I don't know, but mechanically, Sarkin is uh, I don't know, less simple. I suppose would be the better way of thinking it. I don't know how to. Eh, it became very twisted in my mind. We did get a tunnel grinder this time, though. I'll keep this. I like it a lot. I probably shouldn't be running Virtue because I don't have enough basics for it, but it is just powerful on its own. It's kind of what I don't want to say like about it, but I kind of need from it. A card that is just organically powerful enough on its own. We can sneakily kill a dwarf next turn if we want to. I've played the Magna deck a lot, and it is scary in its own right. So we are gonna sandstock. most likely will not work. Yeah, I want to block the commander. You almost certainly have this, yeah, the play with fire type effect. Because you have to protect Magda. It's not something you can ignore. It's complicated. So we'll start with this and maybe find what we're looking for. So we put back 5. We discard 5. We need a Magda removal spell. Did not happen. Dad. This was for next turn. I have a Magda removal spell, but she flips out the Portal of Phyrexia this turn. She should have flipped out a Portal of Phyrexia this turn. Our opponent traded a treasure away for some reason. Hmm. That's actually relevant. Yeah, done been cursed, opponent. But they keep their abilities. It actually should not help. I mean, it stemmed the bleeding a bit. We go down to, we go from being dead next turn to being alive at 6. Portal time? There's gotta be a portal. Oh, you just go and pump the dragon? I mean, 6, 7, 8. Not quite gonna get there. Hmm. We have a turn to get out. We just didn't. Uh, let's kick this. I have enough mana for a double kick. I didn't think I did, but gonna borrow your commander, opponent. Do a 4 damage burn spell? Or are you gonna use 2 3-mana burn spells? GG. Nothing to do about it. Well, if you enjoyed today's video, remember to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.